Let's start in a seated position, any comfortable seat of your choice. Palms can be facing down on your thighs if that feels okay. And take 5 very slow, long breaths here. You could do inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth if that feels good to you. Find a way to just calm your entire system and your entire body down as much as possible. When you finish your last breath, release the arms down by your sides, then inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. You can lace up the hands, press the palms towards the ceiling or the sky maybe, and then drop the left hand down, walk the fingertips out to the side and pull the right arm up and over. Take a full breath there, and then switch sides when you're ready using the inhale to pull the arm up and over. So we're really focusing on the breath here. Once you finish, place your hands forward in front of you towards the top of the mat, widen the knees, and shift your hips back for child's pose. Take about 3 breaths here. You can take a little movement, maybe shift around the hips or press into the hands a little more. And then when you finish your last breath, begin to shift forward towards tabletop on hands and knees. Move through some cats and cows or whatever version of cats and cows you'd like to take. I always encourage a little extra movement here, maybe kind of side to side, getting some extension through the sides of the body. You can circle through the hips. And then once you've spent a few breaths there, begin to warm up through the wrists. So turn the hands around so the fingers face the knees. You can also do that only one at a time if you prefer, if it feels too intense. And then I also recommend to take the top of the hand down and add a little bit of pressure just to kind of get into that rotation too. Once you feel satisfied with the wrist warm up, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and come into your first downward facing dog. Remember to smooth out again into the breath as soon as you get here. And then start to move into it. Allow this one to be pretty fluid. You can bend the knees one at a time, lift the feet, whatever feels good to you. Again, long breath, at least 3 seconds in and 3 seconds out. Then begin to shift into your plank to downward dog. So 3 times, inhale, shift forward, and exhale, press back. Flow through and try to keep the hands and feet in the same place as much as possible. Once you finish your 3rd time, settle into down dog and then begin a very slow walk towards the top of the mat. Maybe keep your hands down as long as possible. Exhale to release into your forward fold. Make sure there's at least a small bend in the knees. Come into your halfway lift to lengthen the spine and then slowly come all the way up. Inhale to reach your arms up and exhale to press the palms together at your chest. Next, inhale, reach the arms overhead, and then on the exhale, come into a forward fold. Bend your knees at least a little. Inhale for the halfway lift. On your exhale, plant the hands down, step your feet back into plank, and hold for 3 full breaths. You can bring the knees here right down to the mat right away if you'd like. Otherwise, keep them lifted and pull the core in. Once you finish your 3rd breath, bring your knees down regardless and lower very slowly all the way down to the belly. Extend your arms down by your sides. Inhale to peel just the chest up. Make sure the gaze is down. And then on your exhale, press up through hands and knees and return back to your downward dog. So again, smooth out the breath here. Make sure it's at least 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. It's easy to kind of catch and hold the breath, and we really want to focus on flowing with the breath now for this beginning sequence especially. Again, make sure there's also a small bend in the knees here. We always want to have at least a little bend in the knees for downward dog. When you finish about 5 breaths, step the right foot forward and then the left foot forward, keeping a bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up to stand, reach your arms up. Exhale, press the palms together, take hands to heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. On the exhale, forward fold, again, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, step the feet back, and again, hold for 3 breaths. Now this time you can bring the knees down again if you'd like. Otherwise, keep the knees lifted, and when you finish your last breath, very slowly with control, lower all the way down to your belly. Now notice how challenging that feels and kind of gauge that. On the inhale, low cobra, again, peel just the chest, elbows bent, gaze is down. Exhale, lower back down, option to press with or without the knees, back to downward facing dog. As soon as you arrive here, begin the 5 slow breaths. So think of, especially in this beginning sequence, kind of a general rule. When you enter into downward dog, take 5 long breaths and use that as your mark. When you finish your last breath here, you have the option to prepare for a little jump to the top of the mat. To jump, Walk the feet slightly forward, bend the knees, shift your hips back, and then spring forward. Land with both feet down as quietly as possible. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to release down. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Then inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, slow forward fold with a bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, maybe jump back with just a slight bend. Lower halfway, come onto the tops of the feet. And then inhale for upward facing dog. If you'd like, pull the chest forward, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale for downward facing dog. And then again, take your 5 long breaths. So make sure when you're transitioning to upward facing dog, you only lower halfway through the chaturanga. And that can be done with the knees down or up. From here on out, take whatever variation of chaturanga feels good for you. When you finish your last breath here, begin to prepare to make your way to the top of the mat. So general rule to prepare, inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and then on the exhale, either step or jump to the top. On the next inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up to stand, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, step or jump back, lower to your chaturanga. Inhale for your upward facing dog or cobra or locust, whatever you are taking. On the exhale, downward facing dog. Smooth out the breath. Take your 5 long breaths here. So we'll go through this flow one more time, and as you continue to repeat this sequence, really focus on syncing up your breath with the movement so it becomes a little bit more intuitive in your body and you can get into that flow state. When you finish your last breath, prepare, inhale, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, step or jump to the top. One more time all the way through. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale for your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. And on that same exhale, lower. Try to practice that. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then again, smooth out your breath here. Now from this sequence, we will start to add on. So take the 5 full breaths first. And then when you finish your last exhale, inhale, 3-legged dog, lift the right leg up, keep the hips even. On your exhale, draw the right knee across the body towards your left elbow and hold for 3 full breaths. This gets pretty challenging, so just work on the hold. And then on the next inhale, reach the right leg back up. Exhale, draw right knee towards right elbow or right shoulder as high as you can, and hold and breathe 3 full breaths. Inhale to reach the leg back up. On your exhale, low lunge, so step the right foot forward. Try to keep the hands down, and then inhale, standing splits. So that low lunge is just a transition point. Try to keep the hips even for your standing splits. Point the back toes down. After, again, about 3 breaths, step the back foot down and inhale, rise up for crescent lunge. So I always like to start with a bend in the knee here to make sure the hips are even and squared forward. And then once you find that, you can straighten out the leg just a little bit. On your next exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat and quietly step the right leg back. Option for a single leg chaturanga with the right leg floating. On the next inhale, come into your back bend, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale for downward facing dog. And we'll prepare for the next side. On your next inhale, reach your left leg up. Again, keep the hips even. Then exhale, take the knee across the body, hold for 3 full breaths. So try to find the challenge here. It's a lot in the core, a lot in the upper body. When you finish your last breath, take an inhale to reach your leg back up. And then exhale, left knee towards left elbow or shoulder, just as high as it feels okay to do. Take your 3 full breaths. And then inhale, reach the left leg back up. On the exhale, low lunge just as your transition point. Now again, try to keep the hands down if possible. Inhale, standing splits. Now here you can shift onto the fingers, or if you have blocks are really nice to use here. Really try to even the top hip down, so we're not going for a lot of height here. On the next inhale, step the back foot down, reach the arms overhead for your crescent lunge. Again, make sure the hips are even, so try to establish your positioning here. And then when you finish about 3 breaths, taking slightly longer holds for this first sequence, then exhale, take the hands down, step the left leg back, maybe float the foot, maybe try the chaturanga here this way. I'm showing an extra hold here in that lower part too. And then inhale for your back bend, exhale for the downward facing dog. Smooth out the breath, take about 5 full breaths. So just know that you can always take your version of chaturanga, and if you want to add on, you're always welcome to adding an extra hold in the lower part of the chaturanga. It's a really nice way to add some more strength and heat. When you're ready, inhale, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, release down. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So now working with the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale for the downward facing dog. Now with the breath flow, inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, knee across the body. Inhale, reach the leg up. Exhale, right knee to right. Inhale, leg up. On the exhale, step the foot forward. Inhale, standing splits, back leg up. Exhale, back foot down. Inhale, arms up for crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, step the foot back. Exhale, lower. Inhale for your back bend, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then right into the next side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee across the body. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, left knee to left. Inhale, leg up. On the exhale, step the left foot forward with control. Inhale, standing splits, back leg up. Exhale, back foot down. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms up. Exhale, hands down, and then step the left leg back, option for single leg chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. So now smooth out the breath, maybe take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. That flow, where we're moving breath to movement, will definitely get the heart rate up. So we want to control the breath and bring it back down. If you didn't get the breath to movement exactly that time, that's totally okay. It takes a lot of practice. So we'll try one more time here. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. On the exhale, standing forward fold, release down. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, chaturanga. See if you can lower on that first exhale. Inhale for your back bend. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee across the body. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right. Inhale, leg up. On the exhale, step the foot forward, low lunge. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, step the back foot down. Inhale, crescent lunge, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step the right foot back, option for single-legged chaturanga. You can also skip the chaturanga here if you'd like. If you're taking it, make sure you're breathing with it. Next, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee across the body. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow or shoulder. Inhale, leg up. On the exhale, low lunge, step the foot forward. Inhale, standing splits, lift the back leg. Exhale, step the back foot down. Inhale, lift the arms for crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your hands down as quietly as possible. Step the left leg back. Lower. Inhale for your back bend. And exhale, return back to downward facing dog. So now, again, take those longer, deeper breaths, especially if you're flowing with the breath. Make sure to smooth out the breath and the heart rate here. You're also always welcome to move as much as you want in your downward facing dog, or if you feel more comfortable with stillness, you can do that. When you're ready, bring the knees down, shift the hips back for another child's pose. And again, move into it however you'd like. Allow the breath to be